Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
Hypecast mit Tom Reimann und David Bell.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Hypecast. I'm your co-host Tom Ryman.
I'm the other co-host, David Bell.
And today we have Maggie Mayfish.
Hi.
Welcome.
Maggie was very late today, but
So late.
I actually appreciated it because I'm so goddamn tired.
Yeah, I wouldn't even call you late. Like this wasn't
Perfect timing.
Yeah,
excellent time.
we weren't sitting around tapping our feet like we gotta go now. Like no.
If
I would have been fine just playing
like,
video games.
if
or
you had
something.
been here like right when I got here, I would have been like, I'm gonna need a minute.
I just gotta hold on one
so
sec.
tired. Daylight savings. Man.
Daylight savings.
And also, I'm staying up till 3 a.m. every night.
Well, both of those
Yeah.
would be,
They work together. They work in tandem to really.
just ruin your day.
Yeah, it's just part of my ongoing battle against Future Tom.
Yeah.
I hate that guy.
Well, he hates you too.
Always punish Future Tom. So yeah, we've got a couple of things to talk about this week. I mean, I guess we can start with, since it just dropped, and we usually start with trailers. I think.
Dropped. I don't know. Horns. Confetti. I don't know.
New Fantastic Beasts trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't see the last one.
It was fine.
It was fine. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
It definitely had moments that I'm like, it's been half an hour and we're still in this living room.
Right.
But parts of it were fun.
Yeah. I mean,
There's a
kids movie.
Yeah.
All the
I
Harry
guess.
Potters.
When I was watching the trailer earlier, you said Star Wars prequel. I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I mean, well, this new trailer, the thing that bothers me, or I guess not even bothers me, is the fact that they're back to Hogwarts and they have Dumbledore, and you just know they're going to bring like Haggard in there.
Oh yeah,
and,
they're
like,
gonna get everybody.
Yeah.
it's going to
it's
be a
gonna be-
lot of like, hey, Harry Potter fans, do you remember this thing that was popular that you loved?
I want
Yeah.
more versions of the classic Hogwarts professors that clearly fuck.
Oh,
yeah.
I love
absolutely.
seeing, when Jude Law turns, they say Dumbledore. Jude Law turns like, oh, Dumbledore fucks.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, he
Oh,
fucks.
Oh, he
Oh, like
fucks.
young McGonagall, probably hot as
Ooh.
fuck. Like, do we know
Yeah.
who plays her actually?
I don't know.
I
But
don't
she
know.
must be in it. I'm thinking like Nicole Kidman, something like.
Oh, that would be great.
Oh,
Just,
baby.
crushing ass.
Shit.
Yeah.
But I got that sense from the originals where it's like, oh, all these teachers have absolutely fucked. Like
Yeah.
amongst each other.
Right.
Like there's,
well,
there's
Yeah.
You're like a centuries old wizard or however old they are.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna get around to banging.
They
Yeah.
all seem pretty eccentric, like like theater kids, which they all either think that they're trying to fuck when they don't, or when you get to college, they all do fuck.
It's funny because I think all the actors probably literally are theater kids.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
My role.
Well, that was again. That's part of what
Yay.
made I don't know. I feel like being a kid actor in Harry Potter was like that's like going to free acting school, right?
Like master class.
Yeah,
Right,
exactly.
'cause
Yeah.
You got like Michael Gambon and Maggie Smith, and
fucking Dame Maggie Smith.
Yeah,
Alan
it's-
Rickman.
oh, man.
Alan Rickman, and you're just a teenager on that set
Yeah.
for like 8 years. Like
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Right. Also, there's stories of Alan Rickman like really taking his time with the kid actors on set and like
Oh.
spending extra time with them and like
Alan
giving them
Rickman.
He
tips.
was great.
What a great man.
Oh, Hans Gruber.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
fine.
Optimistic, fine.
Yeah.
Sad that they won't be gay because that's dope.
Are we certain that he won't be gay?
I think we're fairly certain. I think J.K. Rowling put out a statement addressing it, being like, "Yeah, it's not, but it's okay because it was only implied in the book." But
Does that bother people? that she'll come out and
say something
claim
retroactively.
Inclusionary, things in her story that weren't actually in the story. Like, it's like, oh, Dumbledore was gay the whole time. It's like, well,
sure,
cool, but like, maybe put that in the book.
Yeah,
like,
right.
If you really want to be like, well, I made a positive gay character, or, you know.
Right. I think she was probably writing it still at a time where she would presume that would be unacceptable.
Oh, I'm positive.
Right.
Especially because it started
1997,
I think.
yeah.
When it ended, I think she could have done whatever she wanted.
Yeah.
But like, at the beginning, she's writing.
Yeah,
still trying to sell it. Yeah.
Or like it's getting published by Scholastic.
Right.
She could have near the end
oh yeah,
absolutely. She had the power to do that.
She's a person who strikes me as like she is a good person, but she's also a businesswoman, and she's also like she's sort of a George Lucas type, where she's a producer as well. So she's sort of balancing between those two ideas.
What's it like of the richest people in the world? It's like Oprah and then like J.K. Rowling, right?
Yeah, and also like I think she's aware that like her like audience base like does want more Harry Potter stuff,
of course,
and she is providing it, even if it's not like the best quality of such. Like she's giving what people are asking of her.
That
and I think
child nonsense.
Yeah, nonsense.
What scares me, and this is the same problem with the new Star Wars, is that they're designing this in a way that unlike proper storytelling, there's no ending, in the sense that if you know it's going to end, you can craft a really amazing ending. But the way these series are going to end is kind of like just 1 year they'll be like, it's not making enough money, and then it'll just sort of end. It's like a TV show that just keeps going until one day it ends on some cliffhanger, and then they don't renew the season. Like, that's the stuff that makes me nervous about this, is that like one day it's like the James Bonds, where it's just going to keep going until people just lose interest. Yeah.
Well, we at least know that because the Fantastic Beasts, this one is a trilogy. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know. I thought they announced they were making like 7 of these damn things.
Because Grindelwald has to die after the third one, because otherwise I'm already. I mean, I'm already over Johnny Depp, but like I'm kind of already almost over Grindelwald, because it's like we know what happens in the book.
Right.
He gets defeated. So.
Don't know if you guys remember, but he gets
he's not in it, but
he wasn't in you may not remember him from the books because he was already
Although I guess the Elder Wand stuff is cool. I don't know. Whatevs. Magic.
Yeah, sure, man.
Sure.
Fucking magic. Luke Cage season 2 announcement trailer.
We were just talking about this before we started recording.
It's a weird trailer.
It's
like a Noxzema commercial. Because he's like, hey, I'm Luke Cage. You all know me. I can't die or explode.
It's very weird for Luke Cage.
It's a very strange trailer for Luke Cage.
Because he's a pretty serious character.
Yeah, the first season was pretty serious. It had very grounded characters set in like very real circumstances.
Doesn't talk to the camera, right?
Yeah, no,
he
does
never
not.
Ferris Bueller's us.
No. Be great if that's the second season. It's just all that. Has anybody watched Tom? I'm pretty sure you haven't. Jessica Jones this season 2.
No,
I have not. I heard not so positive reviews.
Really?
Yeah, I heard her character is better than the story that they gave her the second season.
Man,
I love her character, so.
I enjoyed it only because they, once again, because the first season it was like, how do you top Kilgrave?
Yeah.
That's such a good villain, and they sort of figure out a way to do it, which is, it's not really about a villain.
Oh.
It's more about the characters, and it's not a typical comic book plot, which is why I like Jessica Jones to begin with. That's been my favorite Marvel thing, is that I don't want to say too much without spoiling it. It takes a second to for the plot to kick in. It takes almost like 5 episodes.
Okay. Well, that's a plot. Like, all right. Well, that gets me excited about it.
Yeah.
It's not as good as season 1, but it was definitely like, oh wow, what a good way to do this.
Yeah.
Because it's more about moral dilemmas than how do we stop some powerful villain.
That's cool, because there's no way to top Kilgrave. So
Yeah,
that's probably
exactly.
a great move for the writers to be like, let's do that instead. And also that seems very central to like Jessica Jones's like, you know, is she a good person? Is she a bad person?
Yeah.
Moral dilemmas, her deciding.
There's a lot of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
And,
cool. I have to. I'm super behind in all my Marvel shows.
I
Yeah.
mean, there is so fucking much
Well,
that.
'cause
If you're gonna watch Jessica Jones season 1 next, and then Luke Cage, and you haven't watched season 2 Daredevil,
I think I've seen parts of it.
I really like Daredevil, but
yeah.
yeah, at this point, it's all. I feel like every episode was kind of the same. But I also just watched I watched it all like in a.
That's what.
Yeah.
Because that's why like I'm scared to. Because I know
Mhm.
it's like, well, if I sit down to watch this, that's my whole day.
Yeah.
Because I'm just gonna keep watching. Because
Yeah.
it's like, well, there's the next episode's right there. I don't have to wait.
Yeah.
Candy, blah blah. Just keep
God,
eating.
yeah.
but it's
Sit
so
there like a
delicious.
fucking
Yeah.
goblin.
So good.
Just start speaking Huttese at my television.
Yeah.
What the puta, Jessica Jones.
I had that same like I mean HBO does that to me as well.
Mm.
It's that moment where it's 4 a.m. Like I remember my first experience with this feeling. It's 4 a.m. An episode of Sopranos ends, and I look at the clock and go, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna watch another one." Like it doesn't matter what you have to do the next day. You're just gonna
Yeah.
stay up. And
Yeah,
keep
the-
watching
And
this
here it
fucking
is.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's right there.
True
Mhm.
Detective was like that for me, and Stranger Things, the first season of Stranger Things.
Mm.
Yeah.
It was agonizing, the first season of Stranger Things, because I watched like the first 6 episodes,
Oof.
and then Marina comes in. It's like, oh, can I watch this?
Oh.
So I had to start
Oh no.
At episode 6, I was like, fuck!
Why did I?
And it's so close, because there's only 8 episodes in that
Yeah.
first season, so it's like, I was 2 episodes away!
Yeah, I did True Detective first season in a day, only because I told you about this, Tom. Like, me and my friend had this problem with HBO, so when True Detective came out, we're like, okay, well, let's just clear a day. Because we know
that's
that's
a
going to
good
happen
planning.
anyway. Yeah, and we got up at like 8 a.m. and
Yeah.
like just sat down and was like,
Aw,
all right, let's watch it. And yeah,
that's a fun day.
it was a fun day.
Solid
Didn't
day.
feel
Yeah.
great afterwards.
No,
Yeah, no.
you kinda don't.
Didn't feel like a real champ or anything
I
that night.
felt kind of had to go take a shower.
Yeah.
Trailer for the new Smash Brothers game.
Oh my god. Oh man, this is actually funny. Okay, so Adam and Abe hung out a couple days ago and they were watching these trailers because they were very funny. And so then I hung out with Adam after that and we started watching everyone freaking out about the trailers because we thought it was funny. And then we looked up videos of my ex-boyfriend who is a YouTuber who does like exclusively Nintendo like Smash Bros stuff. And then we watched his videos for like an hour.
You have to
Down the
text
YouTube
me that
hole.
link. I need to.
Oh,
I want to
I
watch
shall.
this fellow
I shall.
Yeah.
doing his Smash Bros.
So wait,
His hot takes.
His hot take.
His piping hot takes on Smash Bros.
Yeah. Oh boy. That was a great. Yep.
You
We
just
did that.
abandoned that.
Yeah.
You're like, that was a yep.
Yeah. That,
I'm
I
cut
did that.
loose.
Yep. Oh boy. I said it to Abe too. I was like, "This is my ex-boyfriend." He said that. He was like, "Lol."
That's the best.
Ah.
There's somebody somewhere sharing a video of my dumbass being like, "This is my ex."
Right? You know that's happening, right? Like when you put yourself out there on the internet, it's just as bad to
We're
happen.
talking about a toy for 20 minutes.
Yeah. Anywho, exciting stuff.
Yeah,
There-
Smash Bros.
Is
Yeah.
there a trailer? I think I'm seeing
It's a very brief one. It's
Yeah.
just the kids from. I saw this on. I don't remember who I saw it from, unfortunately, but I saw somebody on Twitter said like was talking about the trailer. It's like the kids from Splatoon, and then like there's like it's like this really it's really overly dramatic.
Yeah,
for a
well,
Smash
you
Brothers
think
game.
it's like a Splatoon game, like maybe a first-person Splatoon game or like something like that. So it's kind of cool to do a little like
it's like a
tricksy
bait and switch.
But yeah, so like there are two people fighting, or two of the squid kids fighting each other, and then one of them like turns around and like in their eye you see the Smash Bros like symbol, and they showed it at the Nintendo convention thingy, and people lost their shit. Like a kid fainted. Enough like the kid, like men are I guess
Oh
teenagers
my
are crying. watching it,
Jesus.
flipping out. It's one of the best reaction videos actually I've ever seen.
Oh man,
I'm
I
watching
need to get into this.
the trailer is kind of baffling because I just watch it and there's that flaming circle and then Mario.
Well, yeah,
I'm not watching it with sound. I imagine it's dramatic music.
The cool take that I wanted to share that I cannot remember who to attribute it to that I saw on Twitter was like talking about the trailer. It's like, yeah, the Squid Kids are just hanging out, having a fun time, and then the entire Nintendo roster shows up to beat the ever-loving shit out of them.
To beat that ever-loving shit. They're kids. They're just like playing in that like universe they have.
They're just playing, and then Mario shows up like, not today, fuckers.
You're gonna die.
What's even
Not on my
weird,
watch.
the weirdest part for me of this trailer, I'm watching it over and over again, is when the title shows up. It looks like the template on an editing software. Like, sorry if this made noise, but what is that? Like, that's that all the letters going in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure if I open iMovie, I can do that.
It's very similar to one of the pre-existing like title sequences in iMovie.
Yeah.
What a weird trailer.
But
Yeah.
kids are excited.
Kids are excited about them Smash Bros.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like Smash Bros.
Probably have thousands of new Nintendo characters to play as.
I hope so.
Yeah.
My friend was a real pain in the ass with the ice climbers. And I guess it was Melee or Brawl. I can't remember which one was on GameCube.
That was Brawl. Brawl was Melee
I just
and then
played
Brawl.
this actually with my nephew. The shitty ice climbers. I remember them.
Damn ice climbers, man.
Yeah.
Marina was so good at this game. They had at the GameCube one, which we're gonna say is Brawl. If we're wrong, there's probably somebody
Kill us, find us and kill us.
Right now that is
Yeah.
just shrieking
We'll give you our addresses.
on the bus.
Yeah,
or
you
wherever
can dox
they are.
us.
Yeah, please dox us.
Yeah.
We deserve it for getting the game wrong. They had where she grew up. They had a kind of like a YMCA for gamers where they would do like lock-ins where people. So it was like it's a place you'd go and just play. They had all sorts of console games. You'd go there and play, and they would have lock-ins where you could stay overnight playing games. And she was so good at Smash Brothers Brawl that they would make her play with a wireless controller on the second floor, looking through a window.
Oh, what?
Like as her handicap. That was her handicap.
Wow,
That's amazing.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
Damn, Marina.
Yeah, she used
great.
Chic. Chic
Oh,
was her character.
I mean, that's a great character.
Yeah.
She's very fast.
I think that's it for trailers.
Yeah.
Unless you want to count that Tommy Wiseau video as a trailer.
Whoa.
Sorta. Did you watch the Tommy Wiseau?
Yeah.
Joker?
Did.
The thing that I realized watching it, because I was watching it and it was, it's a joke. But then if you turn off the sound, like it's kind of legit. Like he's like, I know it's not, he's fully dressed like it, but if you turn off the sound, he just looks like the Joker speaking.
Well, Tommy Wiseau, this video made me realize, sort of is the Joker. Like,
yeah.
He actually, in real life, the Joker
right.
would be that, like,
Yeah.
creepy, crazy, like, I don't know what he's gonna do next.
No one knows where he comes from.
No one knows where he comes
Yeah.
from.
Where he gets his money.
Some
Nobody knows
weird
how-
Russian
Yes.
money.
Nobody knows how old he is.
Yeah.
Like, he insists he was born in, like, Louisiana or something.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it's like
And I love after the disaster artist, it's become like a joke. Like he's like in on the joke of like, yeah, nobody knows where I came from.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's like, haha,
like
but
he-
actually, though,
Yeah.
where did you get the money?
like he was
but
on
actually
Kimmel.
you spent
But-
like $9 million
Yeah.
on a vanity project. Like,
Yeah.
He was on like Kimmel, and they were asking him, and again he was acting like really like again. It's just weird that he's in on this
well,
weird
you
joke.
kind of,
that-
I sort of get that now because he kind of can't tell people where he's from now.
I assume
Yeah.
like I
Like-
assume yeah.
He just sprung from the earth, and that's
Yeah, he just appears.
I had heard
Tom Bombadil.
I
Yeah,
had heard-
I was about to say he leapt out of a hat like a leprechaun.
right. I had heard the counterfeit stuff, the like counterfeit jeans or something.
Yeah.
And like it does seem like that's the most, because if there was something really bad, I'm sure like
Yeah.
he would go away suddenly.
It's something silly like that.
Yeah, he's like it's not bad enough that he can't be famous.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, like, right. Like, if
Yeah.
people were like,
it's probably,
for example, trying to kill him.
yeah.
They would see him on television and be like, oh, that's where that guy disappeared to.
Yeah.
It's probably more interesting to not say than to know.
Right, like at this point, he can't.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Say
like
words,
the
yeah.
origin story. Keep it mysterious.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We don't need to know, Tommy.
Yeah.
Much like the Joker himself.
Exact-
Oh my god.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't know where he came from. Don't know where he gets his money. Yeah.
Ooh.
And he sort of dresses like the Joker anyway. He wears too many belts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too
A
many
lot of weird
belts.
layers.
A lot of weird accessories and weird
Mhm.
layering.
Yeah.
Like in this video, I'm not sure how much wardrobe they actually had to provide for him and how much he just already
Right.
had,
Yeah.
like in his closet.
Yeah.
All right.
Do we want to talk about the Sopranos prequel? Does anybody care?
Mention it.
Yeah, let's talk. Yeah, I watched all of Sopranos in a very
too.
similar fashion very quickly. It was like, I think it was the summer after my junior year of college. I just sat in a room and watched all of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
exactly what
that's-
I
happened.
watched
was-
the first season, and that's all I've seen.
I really
It's
enjoy
good.
it.
I
yeah.
really do love that show. So the prequel they're making.
David Chase is making a Sopranos prequel, so it's the same creator,
Yeah.
which implies that it could be good. I don't know. Man, I don't know what it's going to be.
I just don't know how you do that without.
James Gandolfini.
Yeah, James Gandolfini.
Yeah, I assume there'll be a
Cast
young.
somebody as a young James Gandolfini. That's not an audition that
Oh,
anyone
you know-
wants to show up.
Yeah, no,
You
thank
look
you.
like a young James Gandolfini.
Pass, hard pass.
Well,
Yeah. Ooh.
I just realized there's a lot. It's called, what is it called? The Many Saints of Newark. The Many Saints of Newark.
Fun title.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's about, because I'm now just like remembering
Mm-hmm.
more of. It's going to be it's set to the era of the Newark riots in the 60s. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
Because
that's
The
cool.
Sopranos had a lot of flashbacks of like,
You're right.
yeah,
Yeah.
of the older all the old people.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
Yeah.
all those old people, his mom and his
That's exciting.
uncle and whatnot. Yeah,
I'm excited for that. I don't think we've had like a good like mob film show in
Yeah.
a while. It kind of went out of fashion.
Yeah.
And I
Well,
feel like
isn't-
if you're gonna do it, that has enough like difference, like in the '60s, and
Yeah.
you could make it very
like a period
relevant.
piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
To
true. That could
now.
be all- Like I'm not. Yeah.
Could be cool.
that
isn't
could be interesting.
Scorsese doing is the Irishman a mob movie?
Probably.
I mean, yeah.
It's got
I
Joe
mean,
Pesci. It's got Joe Pesci and De
yeah.
Niro in it.
And it's called The Irishman. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's supposedly his most expensive film he's ever made, Scorsese, which is weird
Really?
because you'd think Hugo would be that.
Oh
But
yeah, you're right.
I wonder if it's getting Scorsese and Joe Pesci out of retirement. Wonder if that was expensive.
Yeah.
Probably.
That seems. It seems kind of weird that Scorsese would do another movie, just like almost every other movie that he's
Mhm.
made in a
Right,
while.
because he's gotten away from it. Like,
yeah.
Like I was gonna say, like when you said, "Has anybody made a good gangster movie in a while?" It's like not really
Not
since
really.
Scorsese stopped doing them.
Yeah.
and maybe
like-
that's why he's doing one more. Maybe this is his his final tour there, where
Yeah.
it's like, all right, let's do one more.
Play all the hits.
Let's
Yeah,
get- yeah,
play
let's
all the
get Joe
hits, get
Pesci
Joe
in there, let's
Pesci,
get
let's
De
do
Niro.
this.
Joe
Um,
Pesci.
If that's it, then I'm okay with that. If it's gonna be him doing this until he dies, I don't know how
Yeah.
excited I am.
Man, Ray Liotta isn't going to be in it, I assume.
Oh,
he should
I
be.
really like
Yeah.
him.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
He's
I don't know
delightful.
why. He's delightful.
He's Ray Liotta.
He's got those blue eyes, but is also just an asshole in everything he does.
Yeah.
So it's
Just an aggressive
Yep.
asshole.
Oh, Harvey Keitel is in it.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
And Ray Romano. Okay.
No
I'm on board.
way!
I want
Ray's
to
a big sick. I
I
was
wanna
like,
see-
weird, good casting.
Yeah, I want to see
He's
him
in
get
the Get Shorty
assassinated.
TV show too.
Oh, yeah.
Ray's like doing dramatic work.
Yeah.
I'll watch that movie. Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Dope. Hope it's a good story, otherwise, well.
I don't know.
Where?
That and Sopranos. Yeah, we might get another mafia, like a renaissance.
Wave.
Yeah.
As long as it's different, then I'm into it.
Yeah.
And I'm Irish, so dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of Aren't all this? No, they're not all. Never mind. I was going to say, aren't most of Scorsese's gangster movies period pieces? Goodfellas is like a mix.
Yeah, Goodfellas is
he dips.
over.
He dabbles.
He dabbles.
Yeah, he
dabbles.
Yeah.
Some light time travel. John Favreau's making a live action Star Wars series.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the internet isn't wrong about the problem with this.
Right, because I like John Favreau.
Yeah. He is he does good work.
Yeah, so it's like if you wanted, he's a perfectly logical choice from like that standpoint. We want to give this important project to somebody who's been a proven success for us in the past. Mm-hmm. But
however,
the stuff that makes me more angry about that is when, like, John Favreau, I get, like you said, it's nice to see a director who's experienced get it instead of them giving it to some indie director they can push around.
Right.
But when they just give it to some, like, Gareth Edwards or like just some like random white dude who's made like one other movie. Like, that's what frustrates me more. That's just like, hey, let's get some ladies. Let's get some people who aren't white dudes.
Well, I was really hoping Ava. I mean, now she's with Disney. She just did Wrinkle in Time. Mm-hmm. Wrinkle in Time, apparently, its problems.
We watched it.
Oh, did you?
We just watched.
What's your hot take?
It's not good.
Okay,
it's
great.
Like Dave and I both came to the conclusion that it'll probably be this generation's never-ending story.
Okay.
Like,
kids
now will look back on that movie.
Right.
It's like, remember that weird-ass fantasy movie we watched as kids?
Yeah, I remember that. Man. So I was kind of hoping that they're setting her up to do something like that, either or Star Wars or something. I
mean, it's a big deal either way. Like,
right. So maybe that's coming down the pipe.
It's tough. That movie, it has a lot of problems that come from the storytelling standpoint. I don't know how much of it had to do with the studio,
right,
or not.
Also, that is a hard book to put on a screen.
Yeah.
It's also
just at its.
Didn't realize this until reading about it this past weekend. It is a super Christian book.
Is it?
Yes.
Like, how?
They take most of it out in the movie,
wow.
but like it deals specifically with like all the sequels, like the titles of all the sequels are like all like Bible verses.
Oh, great!
And like
that went over my head as a kid.
And like
is this like the Narnia? Isn't Narnia kind of
yeah?
Oh yeah.
So it's
that was made long enough ago that makes a little more sense with Narnia, but that was kind of like a modern-ish.
It's in the 60s, I think, when it got written. But I mean, the author was like a minister or something. Like, I mean, she did writing for or like taught classes at a seminary or something. So it's like it's heavily religious theme.
I have I guess a dumb question about
no
the
such
Bible.
thing.
I've never read the Bible.
Sure.
My family was not Christian at all. Didn't the Bible have a bunch of crazy shit in it?
Oh my god, it's got so much crazy shit.
Does it have dragons or like giants or?
It's got all of those. Yeah.
Has anybody just made the Bible? Like, what's with the
Darren Aronofsky?
Oh yeah, Noah.
Over and over and over again. He keeps making it, and it's bad.
Noah was like, I love Noah because it was like a practical joke. Because it was like, we're gonna make the story of Noah's Ark. And I'm sure it's just like a bunch of religious families went to see that, and then they're just like, we're gonna trample this lady and have giant monsters and have them kill a baby. Like, it was just madness.
This went fucking nuts.
But like, that's, I guess when I look at Narnia and I look at this, and it's like, don't they have like a story, a bunch of, I don't know, why I don't get it.
I mean, I don't know. Anyway. They take all of that out of the film.
That's so
I guess because Disney's, even though Disney made Narnia too, so it's like, did Disney make Narnia?
They did, but they also took the Christian stuff out of it, which that's very easy to do because it's so like just be a good person. It's not like so steeped in the Bible that you can't extract it. That's all. They're redoing His Dark Materials trilogy, which is heavily anti-Catholic. It's like one of the first books that was like, religion sucks, and we're going to tell you in 3 children's books.
What?
Yeah. And I think it's for the BBC, which the movie was pretty not great. But I really did like the books, and I think they're planning to keep all that stuff in for this redone version. So that could be cool.
I like the idea of a children's book telling me religion is bullshit.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it's great.
Like a teddy bear saying, "God is dead.
God is dead. Hug
He
me.
never lived."
And he never lived.
Oh man.
Oh, boy.
Seems like a weird way to talk about religion is to do it in a children's film. Like, that feels, whatever your views on religion is, that feels like a family thing, right? Like, it feels very presumptuous to just tell a bunch of kids about, I don't know, about
one particular religion.
Or telling them that it's bullshit.
Yeah. It's, I mean, yeah. It's great. I think that it's, more acceptable because it is packaged in like this fantasy world. Like, if you didn't know that that's what his Dark Materials were about, you could get by reading it and not picking up anything about it. Although I guess the evil people in it is basically just the Catholic Church. So that one's a little more straightforward. Yeah.
Man, I'm so used to movies about the Catholic Church being evil. Like,
I was about to say,
them being good is almost like the abnormal thing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but there is like John Mulaney's stand up about how he was an altar boy, and it's just like in a hush falls over the room. It's that thing of like it is. Yeah,
well, that's
If I had a kid going to church, I'd be like, "Hey, stay away."
Yeah,
like,
maybe don't.
Here, take this
There's
whistle.
a reason to tell kids to
take
be
this
wary.
air horn with you.
Yeah.
How the hell did we get there?
I don't know.
Ooh,
that was a weird place to go.
Talking about Jon Favreau making Disney movies.
I mean, I just don't know what more to say about the Jon Favreau Star Wars thing, because I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, but it's kind of, it's almost a Ron Howard.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it.
Because Jon Favreau, I think, is kind of more. He's not like he's more like a Richard Donner than a Steven Spielberg, if that could make sense.
I agree.
Like, he's just like a solid, dependable director.
He'll do the job.
And he doesn't do he's never done anything that I've been like, wow, this guy is.
Yeah.
Like, he's
I really liked Chef because it was him talking about this.
Yeah.
Being this type of person. But the bummer of Chef, it's sort of like Funny People. When Adam Sandler made Funny People, I remember being like, oh, so he knows that he makes crap.
Right.
And like Funny People was almost like a confession. It was like, oh, maybe he won't make crap anymore. And then he continued.
Yeah.
And Jon Favreau, the Chef, is about working for
Disney.
for Disney and big studio. And it was like, oh, okay, he understands. And then he just continued to do it.
I'm going to go make the Jungle Book. And then I'm going to make the Lion King.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to make some more Star Wars. All right, man.
Okay, dude.
Why don't you make another movie about a food truck? You goof. What else we got here?
I wanted to talk about Ben Affleck and Matt Damon's Inclusion Riders, which is good. It's the best thing they've done so far, and it's because they're not fucking opening their mouths. Because every time they open their mouths, it's like, guys.
God, yeah.
Like, this is the best thing they could do.
You.
Yeah, the best thing they could do is just listen to what, like, Frances McDormand at the Oscars was like, Inclusion Writers, and they've done the smartest thing, which is to shut their mouth and go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan's.
Yeah, he started
like his production company or his team or whatever is doing that.
Which I believe the Inclusion Riders, the way that works is it's a rider in the contracts of the actors, I believe, or in the company.
Yeah, it's like they won't sign on unless I think it's in front of and behind the screen.
You have to employ a certain.
I assume equal pay and all that, and just.
I hope so.
I actually don't know if that's guaranteed in a rider, but we're baby steps. Baby steps.
I was hearing stories. I guess Paul Newman used to give actresses a cut of his money in films to to balance that out. Mm-hmm. He continues to be a class act.
Paul Newman, man.
Yeah.
Pour one out for that guy.
Pour out a bottle of Newman's Own.
Newman's Own.
Newman's Own.
Oh,
Paul
Nice
Newman.
and creamy ranch dressing.
how you get ants.
You can taste the Newman. Oh, man.
I guess there's not more to say about that except I hope more people keep doing it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this is
I mean,
the
it's
second part because it's the Oscars was a lot of people saying we should do these things. So it's
Right.
nice to see people now
Actually
doing
doing
it.
them.
Doing the thing,
Yeah.
They also gave Kobe Bryant an Oscar.
Yes,
Yeah,
they sure
they
did.
We still got some ground.
That
to
was-
cover.
Yeah, they did.
That really, because I didn't even know he was up for one. So it was one of those where I was like doing work on something else and I hear his name and I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry.
How did Kobe Bryant get involved in this?
Oh.
It was super weird.
Wait a minute.
I saw some pundit today get retweeted about it's like there wasn't a single mention or memorial or tribute to Billy Graham at the Oscars.
What?
And like Michael McKean had responded to it. It's like that's because he had zero things to do with film.
Yeah.
Like he never did anything with
Zero
film.
things.
And by the way, the Oscars are trying. Like there was all the tweets about the ratings are down, the liberal fucking Oscars. They had a whole like support our troops section.
Yeah, they
And I
really pulled out. I mean, it was like, wow.
And they do. I think they do that pretty regularly. I believe.
Yeah. Or they pick something to highlight, I
Right,
think, at
yeah.
the Oscars.
Also, like I mean,
And there's such a long history of entertainers, like, entertaining the troops or, like, working with the troops or,
Fucking
portraying
it's such
the
a long
troops, like-
tradition of helping each other.
Yeah.
Like, I remember hearing a couple of years ago that like Gary Sinise is apparently like a huge like a troop entertainer. Like he always goes out and like, does like concerts, I guess. I don't know what he does, or if he does like a one-man show.
Yeah, I'm just imagining him
like
coming
Gary
on
Sinise.
stage. I'm imagining like some intro of like, and now here's Gary Sinise, I guess. And he comes out like, "Hi, I'm Gary Sinise."
You may remember me from Mission to Mars.
Yeah. Or that Psych episode.
Or Snake Eyes.
Oh man.
Adam Driver also does a lot because he was
a Marine, right?
Yeah, he was a Marine.
Oh, cool.
He does a lot of like acting with the troops and stuff, which is cool.
This little improv workshops with the
Yeah,
troops.
Yeah.
little
Do little lightsaber fights or
Yeah,
lightsaber
zip
fights.
zap zopping.
something. Yeah.
They love it.
They
Yeah.
go crazy
They go crazy.
for the zip zap zopping.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Steven Spielberg had a secret table reading this week,
Yeah.
and it was like Dave said this.
It's a biopic. If you click on the Variety link, because I was like, "Oh my god, a secret table read! That's great. What is it going to
Spielberg,
be?"
Yeah, what's it going to be? Yeah.
And then I guess Variety found out it's for a biopic for Leonard Bernstein, who wrote the music for West Side Story, and it's the quickest I've ever been disappointed.
Wow.
It's like, oh.
Okay.
Variety actually had to clarify, like, this is not the same Bernstein biopic that's being written by somebody else.
Whoa.
How many of these are we about to get?
Yeah. Oh my god. And also, why are none of them directed by Michael Bay? West Side Story is his favorite movie.
Yes, he should do. Oh my
Should
god,
do West
I'd love to see Michael Bay try to do a biopic for Leonard
Pain and
Bernstein.
Gain.
Yeah, but that's still like that's as restrained as he could possibly get, and
Right.
it's still not very restrained.
Right.
Oh
Yeah, I think that's his smallest budget.
Yeah.
boy.
Oh, that would be
Maybe
wonderful.
outside of the first Bad Boys, but that would be delightful.
What's Michael Bay up to?
I should have put it in here. He just announced what his next two movies are going to be, and I don't remember what they
Yeah.
are. They're not Transformer movies.
That'd be great. It'd be great if he went back to making
Crazy ass 90s action movies.
Yeah,
Crazy, yes.
because I never had a problem with him. Well, I mean, besides the obvious problems with Michael Bay.
I got
I-
problems with Michael Bay.
Still super enjoy Bad Boys.
Yeah,
And The
his
Rock.
movies-
Those are
Yeah.
fine, fabulous motion pictures.
But the Transformers, it was just like, okay, and now you're boring. Like, and now, like,
Yeah.
all those problems, but you're also boring. Like, or it's like,
Right.
Yeah. Those are, ugh. My poor mom took my nephew and my niece to the most recent Transformers movie and they're both like 10, like around that age. because she didn't know anything about the new movies, and this is like the 5th one. She didn't know anything about them. The only thing my mom remembered was from when my brother and I were kids. She's like, "Oh, it's the cartoon from This'll Be Fine."
Oh,
and it's like the meanest, most cynical, like
it's
vulgar, just mean-spirited movie you can take a child
to. It's very bad. Lindsay Ellis, if you guys, she's a YouTuber, does a lot of like film analysis stuff. She is doing like the tenets of film study using all the Transformers movies as like the study material. It is great. It's very fun. It's, if you know a lot about like film analysis, you won't learn a lot, but it's great to see it applied to Transformers because it's great. Like it's a delight.
That is a perfect idea.
Yeah, it's great.
You're
getting everything. You get auteur theory. You get like feminist reads on, you get like gender studies, coding the robots, male, female. Like, you get a ton.
15 hours a movie there too. You got a lot of material to work with.
Yep.
Frances McDormand is in one of those.
Yes,
she is. If you listen to any interview with those actors, Frances McDormand, fucking John Turturro, John Malkovich. Who else? There's so many
Anthony
more.
Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Stanley Tucci.
Twice.
Two
different characters.
It's because you take someone like Frances McDormand who, plays the roles that is given to her, and they're like, okay, so in this movie you run from giant robots. And it's like, oh, well, yeah, absolutely. I've never done that before. Like, that's what she said. She's like, I have kids and stuff. Like, they're never going to get to see me run around with giant robots. Of course I'm going to say yes to this. Like, and you make money doing it. And it's it's crap, but it's fun. John Turturro got to film on one of the pyramids for that.
Yeah. Also, his character, he bases his own character off of Michael Bay. And that's why he's the biggest asshole in the movies. He's like overconfident,
it's still like weirdly likable.
Yeah, it's still weirdly like, I guess you're not like actually a threat, but like I don't like you.
Not a villain, but you're kind of.
Yeah.
I feel like that's Michael Bay in real life.
Yeah.
So wait, for the sake of it, just occurred to me: do we not know what the movies he announced were?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but if you search real quick, we can find them.
Hold for searching. One of them is Robopocalypse.
Are you serious?
And that's not a Transformer movie?
Apparently not.
Wow, he's really stretching
He's
his wings.
He's producing the live-action Dora the Explorer movie. I mean...
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, I mean, that's a girl that knows an adventure, so...
That's true,
yeah.
There's that.
One of them is the long development adaptation, Daniel H. Wilson's best-selling 2011 sci-fi novel, Robopocalypse. And that was the one that Steven Spielberg was attached to, briefly.
Oh, yeah. He took it over.
Yeah.
Well, he produces the Transformers movies, too.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just, probably.
Yeah.
Just here, pass it over to Michael Bay. I'm going to go make this Leonard Bernstein. The films that really speak to my heart.
Man, sure.
Sure.
He likes his robots, apparently.
Sure, man.
Yeah. It's weird.
There's probably going to be so many girl butts in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Mechanical girl butts.
The more successful he gets, the more butts he's going to try to get away with.
That's true.
In his films.
Hold for food.
I feel like we can't ever truly be super okay with Michael Bay just from hearing... Megan Fox say, somewhere in his house he has a video of teenage me washing his car in a bathing suit.
Yeah, it's like, Megan Fox, I feel so bad for you. Yeah.
She's in. So I can't spot her. I've watched it recently.
Mm-hmm.
She's in Bad Boys 2 as a teenager in a bikini. Yeah, in a club scene.
How did the Me Too movement and all that? How did they not
get
Michael Bay?
Oh, maybe it's coming. I don't like Michael Bay at all.
No, he's a monster.
He's a fucking monster.
It has to be coming, right?
Well, here's the thing. I think he is a professional person. He probably, I don't think maybe he hasn't crossed any lines. But it's like you clearly just have a gross view about women just in general. It comes across in all of your work, in all of your films, and everything you do. So,
that's why I'm is it a bit? Like, is he doing a bit where he's like, yeah, I'm that Hollywood
maybe
scumbag director?
Maybe it's just
like, what is going on?
Maybe it's just what Maggie was saying. Maybe he conducts himself completely professionally.
Maybe he's completely professional and just has
but
problematic
inside
views.
his mind, he's a goblin.
Yeah, his movies are...
Yeah, his point of view is problematic and wrong. But, like, maybe he just... Maybe, I don't know.
There's a scene in the second to last Transformers that talks about the Romeo and Juliet Texas laws. Do you remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah! The plot of the movie!
This is a sex offender making this movie. Like,
it's bananas. He carries the card around in his pocket to show people that it's legal that they're fucking.
Yeah.
It's, what?
I did a video on this for Cracked and referred to that as his, what was it? It was like his sexual assault permission slip.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Ooh, buddy.
Carry it around just in case.
Right.
It's okay, because we're in Texas.
Right, but also there are so many actual ways to make that okay. Like, have the woman say that she's like, that, you know, to get out of her business and, you know, that's who she's dating and she's choosing it. But then, no, let's just give the guy his little card that says that it's legal.
Right.
Or just don't. Make her a teenager. Like,
yeah.
why did she have to be a teenager?
I heard a theory about Michael Bay that I don't know if it's true.
Is that he is actually a robot?
Yes. No, is that his intention is to actually spoof. Like the
Toxic
idea,
masculinity?
Yeah, the idea, like for the Romeo and Juliet stuff, it's not him saying, hey, look, guys, you can get away with it. It's him saying, can you fucking believe that this is a thing?
I could see that. If he were to stand in front of me and be like, yes, that was my intent, then I was like, great, say it out loud.
But that's the
Fantastic,
thing. He's never
say
said
it.
It's just a theory at this point. It's people, it feels like right now, trying to just justify him being a monster. But either that or he's just not very good at spoofing and satire.
Right. Because he's presenting it without the... like commentary that you need with a successful satire or spoof.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just presenting it without telling us that we are supposed to feel a way about it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think
also
so either.
It's a fun theory,
it's also the
but I
same
don't
movie where like
so.
Mark Wahlberg crashes a Bud Light truck.
Chugs a beer.
Chugs a Bud Light.
Fucking bullies a guy on the street.
Yeah. It's just men yelling at each other, his movies, for no reason.
The Transformers movies are just 3 hours of noise.
I might try to watch the new one at some point.
God.
It's probably very funny.
Yeah. That last one, it was literally, we watched it for like a Cracked article, and a bunch of us went in, and everybody had like a hot take going out, and they were like, Dave, what did you think? And I had like essentially blacked out the movie. I was just like, I don't remember a single thing that happened in that movie I just watched. It was just noise and colors.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fucking...
Well, that's Lindsay Ellis, I think she goes into this in her films, but the reason actually that it's hard to remember the plots of those movies specifically is because he makes everything a level 10. So your brain doesn't know what's important and what's not, because everything is like at its most like in your face.
If you haven't yet, you should watch the Every Frame a Painting episode on Michael Bay, because it's just about his... What is he doing, and why does it work, and why does it not work?
A perfect example of that level 10 stuff is in Bad Boys 2, in the scene where Gabrielle Union is getting attacked by drug dealers and is driving a big Suburban away from them. She starts to chase on top of a parking garage, and random henchman is trying to shoot at her, and she knocks him off the car somehow. He goes cartwheeling through the sky, down several stories, smashes through like a bus stop, like a glass bus stop. It's a primary villain death. Wow. Like, that's how the bad guy in the film dies. Yeah. Not how random henchman dies.
Yeah.
But I get it when it's done well. Like, I think of like like the movie Crank, which is an insane film, is doing that on purpose, where like they'll tell stories of henchmen. Did you see Crank?
No.
It's an insane, ridiculous film. But there's like parts where they do where like he's fighting one of the henchmen for a gun in Los Angeles, and it fires, and then they just cut to an old lady in her apartment with her pet bird, and the bird just explodes. And then they just go right back to the action. Like, they did a really good job at like doing that on purpose, where just telling little side stories of how this chaos is affecting everybody.
That's pretty great.
Funny.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig is playing Cheetah in Wonder Woman 2.
Cool.
Yeah, that's
I don't know what Cheetah.
It's a villain.
I don't know what kind of. I'm looking.
She's a cheetah person.
She's a cheetah person.
Quite literally a cheetah person.
I googled cheetah and realized my mistake.
Cheetah
so many
Wonder
facts
Woman.
about this animal. Wow. We Tom and I were saying earlier that she's like pretty good at playing assholes. Or at least mean people. She normally, with her comedic sensibility, she plays mean people that is totally relatable and absolutely redeemable. Like, they're mean, but you love him or love them. So her like leaning just into being a villain, I think, kind of fits.
Yeah, I was about to say she plays like funny jerks. I'd like to see her. I'd like to see her just play a jerk, just play a villain. It's like holy shit. Sorry, everybody. No, it's a really obvious name. Fucking Michael Scott in The Office.
Oh, yeah.
Steve Carell, thank you. Jesus Christ, brain. It's like him playing a jerk versus him in Foxcatcher, where it's just like playing a maniac. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'd really like to see her cross that line.
Yeah. That's true. That's a good comparison that I hadn't thought of.
Yeah. They also pointed out that that Patty Jenkins did such a good job with Charlize Theron in Monster. Mm-hmm. That's like taking this, beautiful actress only known at that time. She was only known for, her like sexy roles and just taking that.
And Mighty Joe Young.
Let us not forget.
The seminal work, Mighty Joe Young.
That's all other large ape movies.
The litmus test by which all other ape films are judged.
Yes. But yeah, putting that, like, she was able to do that with Charlize. So yeah, full steam ahead.
She has the challenge of doing it while dressed like a cheetah.
Dressed like a cheetah person.
Yeah, I'm looking up all the depictions.
That's a big ask.
Yeah,
that's a tall task.
That's out there.
It's hard to be a cat person and not look ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It's again, I've heard this about Wonder Woman, is that the original comics were kind of like she was over sexualized. I heard like it was a bit of a. Is that true or not?
There's a movie out about the person that created. The guy was into bondage and stuff.
Yeah. But so was his wife. They were like very, and she influenced it a lot.
I'm just looking at early Cheetah, and it's again like this was someone's fetish, I think.
Yeah.
That they drew.
Well, that famous I think there's a famous comic panel of one of the original storylines where Wonder Woman is like tied up with a rope and it's very sexy, quote unquote.
But again, I think
as much sexy as a cartoon can be. I don't know.
The comic panel from 1945.
Yeah,
I was gonna say
it's
I see some skin there.
Whoa, her ankle is showing.
I tell you what, Charlie, this is very tantalizing. We're gonna sell 1 million of these.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Fucking cat person.
Into
do
it.
Yeah.
I think that's it for our stories and stuff. Dave, do you have a...
I do. A movie that deserves more hype that's coming out in the UK April 6th of this year. I don't know when it's coming out in the United States. It's called Ghost Stories. It has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
The trailer is available. You should go watch it. It's directed by, I think, 2 brothers, but I'm not certain.
The Duffer Brothers?
No.
The Duffer Brothers?
No Duffers.
They're also...
It's 2 guys.
Did you see the news on the Duffer Brothers?
Oh, no, what?
Do
they... yeah, they're bad with women. Gee. Step in line. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, that one... Did it go into detail?
Not really.
Because
I mean, there may be something by the time this airs.
I usually try to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Same, because it's only one per. It's it's like someone's disgruntled. I guess
But it almost always gets worse.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not holding my breath.
The last time I was like, I'm gonna wait about this was Kevin Spacey, where I was like, I heard like one story and I was like, well, let's see what's going on. And the next day, like, oh, okay.
Oh, he's
yeah.
Oh, he's okay.
Yeah.
He's like a full-on criminal.
Hey guys, I'm gay. Yeah, and
right,
also an awful and
that was such a weird way to handle it.
Yeah, steps. Get your steps to take.
It's like,
maybe
Kev,
apologize first. Then?
Yeah, that's not what these articles are
yeah. Dude, we don't care you're gay. That's not what we're talking about here. Missing the mark.
Man.
That was also just a lazy sidestep for a publicist. Like, let's have him come out.
Let's spin it into a coming out story.
Let's spin it into a positive LGBT success story.
That's a good. Yeah, it's a great
That's
shit.
a hell of an attempt.
So yeah.
Anyway.
We'll wait and see on those duffers.
Yeah. But they also seem like kind of young idiots. I just actually
They're
don't
twins.
really.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Are they twins?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Have you not seen them?
Wow. No, I had no
They
idea.
are twin duffers.
Oh my
fucked
gosh.
up.
I secretly just make fun of them all the time because I think it's just like, these two guys that just really like the 80s and they were like, we're going to make it and we're going to talk about the 80s and we're going to make a show about the 80s.
It's funny because they're like my age. So it's like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, you were a kid in the 80s, but like the 80s ended when you were 6.
Right. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So
how much of these?
They might have a big sibling or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Twins horrified me, by the way. I'm just gonna
Really?
say
They're
it.
creepy.
I knew twins in high school, and like they're people. I get it, but like it just
Are they?
It haunts me.
Are they?
It haunts me whenever I see twins.
I'm very good at telling twins apart.
Yeah,
I got like a sixth sense.
It fundamentally freaks
Like
me
a
out.
bloodhound.
am.
It's like two people that look exactly alike. That freaks me right the fuck out.
Yeah.
It's a horror movie premise.
Yeah.
You shouldn't look exactly like somebody else.
Yeah, that
wrong.
Yeah,
seems
it's
wrong.
weird.
That
It's
seems
wrong.
really wrong.
Mhm.
All right. So anyway, ghost stories. Tell us about this goddamn movie.
Martin Freeman's in it. It's an adaptation of a theater production in the UK, and it's about a series of stories, ghost stories. And you really got to watch the trailer to really get the full why it looks good because it popped out of nowhere. Tom, did you watch the trailer?
No, I hadn't.
Oh, okay. I sent you the trailer, Tom. You should have
Wow.
watched it. It's just another really fucking creepy looking horror movie. It's. Are you watching it?
Yeah.
You might want to wait till you
I
can
gotta-
watch it with sound.
I gotta watch some stupid ad first.
Okay. It's 3 stories. It's a professor and like TV investigator who debunks supernatural stories, and like 3 people come to him with these 3 unsolved cases,
That's cool.
and each one is I hear it's hard because I don't want to spoil it. I never want to spoil these, but I hear there's just something very unsettling about the revelation of these stories and the connection to them all. Because the 3 of them are pretty typical horror movie stories, but if you watch the trailer, you kind of see why I'm excited about this because it just looks really, really good. The way they shot it looks really good.
Cool.
Martin Freeman stars as a banker who's like
Being haunted by poltergeists.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
being haunted with a poltergeist of children, I guess. While his wife is like in labor, and that looks really cool. There's a shot in the movie of like a crib, and he's walking towards it, and there's like something under the crib, and the thing it just disappears, like the sheet falls. Yeah. Everybody should check it out, and hopefully, again, it has 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's only gone to like 1 festival. Everybody loved it.
As of yet, no U.S. release date.
Not to my knowledge, although UK release and US release tend to be similar.
Pretty
Yeah.
close, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe it'll pop up on Netflix or something.
Cool.
We should do like if I can follow-ups on some of these movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
reminders.
Yeah. We did Annihilation, which was from the
One of
article
these.
version of this that you did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Well,
Oh.
not to be confused with Ghost Story.
Which is great.
Which
It's not Sinatra.
Fred Astaire.
Fred Astaire's last
Ah. Also, not to be confused with Ghost World.
film. Yeah.
Very
Adaptation,
different.
Very different.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Cool World
Oh, right.
Yeah.
or Spice World.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I don't think anything can be confused with Spice World.
I have a great memory of that movie.
I have not seen it.
Don't. It's not worth
I
it.
missed my window.
Yeah,
You had a very brief window in the mid-90s to watch that film.
and it's gone.
It is now shut. Well,
What did we
that's all
learn?
we had to talk about.
What did we learn? We learned a lot about Michael Bay.
Michael Bay is
Sopranos.
a creep. Twins are
twins.
terrifying.
Yep.
Sorry, Teresa.
I
Terrify me.
stand by my statement.
regardless of Teresa's
Well, again,
feelings.
it's not about
Two
them.
humans
It's
should
it's
not
the
look
it's the concept of it.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing
right.
nature's doing.
Yeah. So why do that? Why do that? Why would you do that to us?
It's confusing.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Maggie, for coming and talking about.
Oh my gosh! Thanks,
stuff.
guys. Thanks for waiting up for me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, of course.
To 2 p.m.
I'm so tired.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go nap.
Nappy
Nap
time.
Um,
Woo woo.
Do you have anything you need to plug? Find
Yeah, just follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. Yeah, I got some videos coming out, so take a look on Patreon. Yeah, and I got some professional stuff that I wrote coming out in like April
Oh,
on
cool.
Amazon. So
Nice.
Cool.
yeah.
Well, do you have a Twitch or an address that you want to give for that?
Oh yeah, I do. It's Maggie Mayfish, Mae, on pretty much everything. Twitch.
I like the way you said it, like it was a
Yeah.
kind of fish. Maggie Mayfish.
Maggie Mayfish. She may not.
Did you say this is sorry? I'm leading off a
Maggie
path
has been
here.
known to fish.
Yeah. From time to time, I usually catch dead fish. I
That
have caught like
the
3
easiest
dead
kind
fish.
to catch.
Yeah.
It really is.
They just float there.
I think I just dragged my hook on the bottom because I kept getting dead fish. As like a young child, I caught 3 dead fish in a row, and I looked at my father and I was like, "What is wrong with me?" It's me, right?
That's when I learned I could kill with a touch.
I'm kidding.
Oh, all right.
Are we good?
I think
Yeah.
we're good.
All right.
I'm going to hit
think
stop.
so.
Thanks, everyone.
Nice.
Enjoy your day, or whatever time it is for you. Hey everyone, this podcast is part of Story Mode, the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. You can support us and gain access to other great exclusive podcasts at patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.